Good morning, Seaside. Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Stand up and greet your neighbor. We're going to switch things up a little bit this morning. All right. I want y'all to sing with me. We're going to do a classic Christmas tune, Holly Jolly Christmas. Come on, everybody. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss them once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Come on. Give it up for Bob and our very own Seaside Band. Oh, oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss them once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Oh by golly, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
Hello.
Yeah.
Woo, all
Get
right.
up for Christmas.
Yeah, that's good. Bob's even wearing red. He's getting in that spirit.
This guy.
Yep,
is
that's
full
it.
of spirit right here.
That's it. Hey, you are too. You got another red thing going on today.
Thank you very much. I've been
red.
rocking the red every Sunday.
That's good.
All month.
Yeah, are you going to change for tonight?
I am gonna. I think so.
There you think
Be a
so.
little more festive.
Man. That's just part of the wardrobe changes. Go.
You know, it's what we do.
Yep, yeah. And so everybody knows what's going on tonight, right? Not many. I was like, you better tell them what's happening.
Candlelight service tonight. 7
Ah.
o'clock, right here.
Right here.
At Seaside.
Who's coming?
We have a few people coming.
Yeah.
My mom's coming.
Well,
That'll
now
be
we got a
fun.
party going
We're
on.
gonna sing a little song together.
Yeah.
Michael Paul Smith's coming.
Sweet.
We have a kids choir coming this
Oh,
year.
my.
It'll be the first time.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we're
That'll
gonna
be
switch it up
good.
a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then I heard that you were doing the Peter Sprague concerts for more than 30 years. He's been doing a free concert for the North
Yes.
County, and you and him have the #1 album this year in
right.
San Diego. Woo!
Yeah.
And so it's a free concert. It's usually in Del Mar, but it's going to rain.
It's possibly going to
Okay,
rain.
okay.
So it's still on the fence, but if they don't do it in Del Mar, we're going to have it right here at Seaside. So,
Woo! All right.
so yeah.
So free concert for everybody.
Free concert.
Right?
Even the artists, the performers don't even get paid. We do it out of the kindness.
Oh,
of our
nice.
hearts.
What time's that?
1 o'clock, 1 to 4 p.m.
Oh, good. Okay, that'll be good. I mean, I might even come out for that.
You should.
All right, Callie, will we do anything? Yeah.
I would think Peter would know that. He's
Uh-huh.
going to make the final call, as far as I know. Whether we're going to have it at Del Mar, we're going to know tomorrow for sure.
Okay, let us know so we can on Facebook.
Here.
Here, at
So
Seaside.
it's either going to be at Del Mar, at the L'Auberge Del Mar, or here.
That's it?
Yeah, good.
All right.
See you there.
Anyway, hey, good morning, Seaside. Woo! I was just getting on, chatting away with Rebecca. But see, the whole candlelight service is like a living room, so the conversations are natural. Anyway, welcome to Seaside, a thriving spiritual community inspiring us to live our dreams, to live our divinity, and truly we are here to continue to light that is within our heart and our soul. And we are in this holiday season. It is a place where there is joy, where there's laughter, where there is that inspiration, where we have giant Christmas trees. It's like, that is just, I've been looking at that all the time. But what I realize is that to every little kid, all trees are giant. They're always looking up going, wow. They're astonished and in wonder. So, and that's part of what the season is about, is being in that. So we believe in prayer around here, and so we want to take this to a deeper level. And we have a wonderful practitioner here. And, I'm supposed to be lighting a candle before we pray. Shaking this up a little bit. And so why don't you come on out? We have Rosemary and just want to light this, and it is just about carrying that light. And you're going into our prayer center, and it's a place to go after service. If you would like prayer, there's practitioners that are there ready to pray with you. There's prayer requests. If you don't want a verbal prayer, you can write one, put it in the box, and it's available. But throughout the service, you'll just be sitting there, and Rosemary is just a conduit for that light to flow. And so we light this candle, symbolic of the light that you are, just knowing that truly that spirit flows unimpeded through you to us all, as Rosemary. And so Dennis, this is a mailman who's been very busy this season, but he always delivers.
Well, Merry Christmas. So if you can just relax down in your chairs and join me in a moment of silence. As we're sitting here in that knowledge that Spirit is all there is, and that Spirit continues to be the force that motivates us, that brings us that peace of mind, the harmony and the love that continues to flow through this world, especially now in this time of year as we continue to feel that within each and every one of us here. And as we pass it along with all those whom we meet each and every day, with our neighbors, with our family, with those at the store, knowing that as we continue to feel that within ourselves, it is expressed in all things that we do. And as we're enjoying here today, knowing that the music is motivating, that Reverend Christian's talk continues to bring us that knowledge and spiritual understanding that furthers our own life here at Seaside. So feeling that presence of God each and every moment as we're sitting here, looking around, looking at the colors, enjoying all that life it has to offer us here today. Bringing our own little piece of love. Whereas we continue to know that this is what it is. This is what Spirit does. This is what it is to live in that knowledge and understanding and love here at Seaside. So as we continue to know that for the day, as we look through the day, as we look to the night, knowing that it is a joyous day and a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca does that song every year for me. It just collapses time, and I returned to sitting on my dad's lap in the front row of the church, hearing that song for the first time, and the guy singing with his little child in his arms, and I was my dad's, and it always just makes me go back there. Has me. It's just, I am there. It's crazy. So, hey, one thing's just kind of emerged at the first service that was very special, and I thought, well, let's do it again here. And that is Seaside it's just been very special in many people's lives throughout the course of the year. And we've been listening to these wonderful testimonials or these demonstrations that have shown up in people's experience or their life because of Seaside being in their world. And Jeanette, I know you've got a wonderful one, and you shared this at the first service, and I've got you to do it here again because it was just so good to hear just something so fresh. And all right. That's Jeanette Alexandra.
Hi. So about 3 weeks ago, I had to have eye surgery, and even though it was considered cataract surgery, which everyone says, oh, don't worry about it, still, when you get your eyes worked on, it makes going to the dentist seem like nothing. So I was, I had my fears about it, and so I talked to Christian about it. He said, okay, let's pray. So we were doing one eye 1 week, and then we prayed the next week for the next eye and put a prayer in the prayer box. And I came on the Wednesday night healing service. My surgery was scheduled on a Thursday, so I was here Wednesday night, both nights. I could hardly see with either one of them, the eyes. But anyway, I have to say that when I was there in the morning, we prayed together that God would guide the surgeon's hands as he was doing his incisions and all that. And I felt protected by the angels all around me. I thought each one of the persons that helped me in the room, in the operating room, they were holding my hand, but I felt like they were the angels helping me. So I have to say it was a very successful surgery. I am extremely thrilled that I can see 20/20.
Wow.
And even the doctor said, that's amazing, because I had a very high astigmatism, and it was a little complicated, more than most. So I felt supported, I felt comforted, I felt cradled in the love of this Seaside Center, and I kept hearing Christian's voice, when we did the prayer, and I just encourage you to come to the Wednesday night healing service, to use the prayer, to use the people that are here at the church, so that you too can feel comforted in this new year and be 2020. And one last thing, come on Christmas Day. I'll be singing and playing the piano with Reverend Christine Tillotson for Christmas. So I hope to see you all then.
All right. Nice job. Good going. Wow. So we have got these wonderful stories that surround us all the time. And Seaside is a gift in more people's lives than you would ever begin to realize. And I was just wondering, does anybody just have a story you'd like to share, how Seaside's been a gift in your life? Yes, okay.
My daughter's been in the hospital. She was in ICU for 2 weeks, and it was a 50-50 whether she was going to make it. And the first week, we thought she was going to bounce and come out, and it turned into pneumonia. And so I reached out, and I asked for prayer. And being a practitioner, I know the power of prayer, and but I couldn't do it on my own. And I just went, Kay, you're in this community that will support you. And so once I reached out, the miracle started happening, and it was a struggle. She's still in the hospital, but they pulled the breathing tube out, and first thing she said is, "Mom, I made it."
Oh.
And it was the power of prayer that really just shifted the energies, and being there every day, I felt supported, comforted, and I was able to just stay neutral, and it was love in motion, in action, and from there on it. And thank you, Christian.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely.
And everyone.
Thank you. It's an honor to be able to pray, for sure. Somebody else want to share how Seaside's been a gift in your life? Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Lori, and I'm really blessed to have moved into the area and was aware of Seaside for a very long time. And the universe gifted me with moving less than a half hour away. Beautiful, so I'm happy to be part of it in person, not just online. So something recent happened. My mother has been very challenged with health issues. I had to fly back east, and long story short is I had to take on the project of potential assisted living. And we all know that's an emotional undertaking unto itself on many levels. It was a massive project, and I came to service when I got back in town, and it was on a Sunday, and so much love in here, and it was just beautiful, and I felt surrounded, and I was putting prayers out for my mom and what the next steps were, and running around with assisted living and doing research. And that very day, there happened to be a workshop called Happy Endings. And it was all about beautiful last chapters and how to work through them and create from them. Well, of course, I was like, thank you. I need help right now with all of this. And I stayed for the seminar, and I met beautiful Reverend Catherine and Eileen. I hope she's here. And they helped so much with the information. And not only that, Eileen took me around to numerous other assisted livings here in California because the opportunity presented itself of bring my mom here and have her be a part of this beauty and love. And Eileen took me around, and through it all, of all the ones that I saw on my own, the one that I found was through Eileen. And so I presented that to my mother, and of course it's her journey, her choice, her emotional decision to move on out here and be surrounded by the beauty and the love of this community as well, which I would love to bring her to. So that was a beautiful blessing by being with Seaside, of not only the services, but those that you meet along the way here. And I'm just so completely grateful for that support, help, and love. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Wow, that was beautiful. I just wanted you to hear just some of the gifts that Seaside is in people's lives. We're making more of a difference than you'll ever come to realize, and it's collectively that there is this impress that is available, that is Seaside. And part of the joy is the music that stirs our soul. Our music here is never about entertainment. It is about opening our heart and our soul and shifting our awareness to be receptive to something greater. And we've got a master here, so Rebecca, why don't you tell them?
I would love to. Thank you for sharing those beautiful stories about Seaside. It's a very powerful place here. I'm so grateful to be a part of it as well. And part of my job here, which I love to do, is to share about our guest artist. And this morning, she came all the way down from Los Angeles to be here with us. And she's been part of our Seaside music community for quite a while. And she is just a beacon of light and love and spirit and just positivity. And her music is amazing and her voice is amazing. And she's just amazing. I could talk on and on about you. But so I just hope you're moved by her music this morning. Let's please give a warm Seaside welcome to Miss Arne Batson.
Everything she said was true. I pay her very well. I just want to share my introduction to Seaside, the story. You all are familiar with the great musician, composer, human being, Ray Davis? He comes here a lot. He invited me one day. He said, "Hey, come hang out with me and Lori. We're going to this church." And so I said, "Okay. You gotta get up real early." Okay. I figured it'd be about a half hour. 2 hours later, I'm here at Seaside, and what a joy, what a pleasure it was to sit here and then receive the invitation from Reverend Fran, who I still hold in my heart. It's just a joy for me to be here. The drive really isn't anything. I'm from New York, so, it's just, we're here and there, and I get to create this wonderful Seaside environment in my car and then share it when I get here. So I'm very grateful. Thank you all for continuing to call me. Thank you for giving this band a wonderful hand. And the people who make me sound good, give them a big hand. They're doing the heavy lifting. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is Arne Batson. My goodness. Woo! And that rainbow design, man. Those some notes you found there. Oh, I don't know where. Yeah, that is up there. Oh, that is good. That rainbow, that design, my goodness. Speaking of that design, I mean, today's first day, or this evening's the first day of Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah to all that are celebrating that and honoring that. And tonight at our candlelight service, we're going to start our service with lighting of the menorah. So it's just really to honor just the diverse cultures that are part of who and what Seaside is. It is that beauty for sure. And today, though, we're also celebrating Christmas, and Cameron shares a story that he was given the assignment to get the Christmas tree for his house, and he went to several tree lots looking for the perfect tree. Brought them out, shook it, straightened out the branches, checked the height, and went to another lot. Had people help him. Finally, got the perfect tree. Came home. His wife Dee Dee helped him get the tree out of the house, out of the car, into the house, into the stand, and got the tree up and stepped back and looked at it and said, guys? She said, well, I've got some bad news and I got some good news. The bad news is the tree is too tall. It's too wide, and the pine needles are dropping off, and it's going to have to be cut. It's going to have to be trimmed and constantly watered, and we're going to be lucky if it makes it to Christmas. And he said, with that, honey, how could there be any good news? Well, the good news is you know that you're not going to have to go get our tree next year, don't you? Yeah, kind of gets in there, when you get it. So anyway, the love that is in relationships survives moments like that during the holidays because there's a greater love inside. And we just got it wrapped in this wonderful golden wrapping. And that's this morning's message is the golden wrapping. And it comes from a story you may have heard. It's been out there for a while, but it starts with a dad who's just had a real rough year keeping food on the table and barely getting the rent paid, and it's been very tight at home. And he found out a couple days before Christmas that his little 5-year-old daughter used the last of the only expensive golden wrapping paper that they had, and he reprimanded her and came down pretty hard upon her for just her lack of awareness of what is going on. And then to make things even more stirring in his soul, he saw on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve that there was a shoebox that was wrapped in gold paper underneath the tree, and it brought up the memory of coming down on his daughter, as well as where could she have possibly got any money to put what's inside that box. But he didn't say anything, and went to bed that night. And in the morning, when they were unwrapping the presents, the little 5-year-old, went to the tree, and she just grabbed the shoebox wrapped in gold and said, "Hey, Dad, this is for you." And it's like, what was I thinking? That was just not nice of me. So he went and he opened up the present and he looked inside, and it was empty. In which that anger reawakened within him, and said, "Young lady, don't you know when you give somebody a present, there's supposed to be something in that box?" And she just stood there, eyes got sad, and the tears just started rolling down her face. She said, "Daddy, I filled that box full with kisses, one at a time, and I filled that box for you." To which, he just went down on his knees and just hugged his little. "I'm just so sorry. I'm just so sorry. I please forgive me." It's like, what a shocker. Well, as it goes, that little girl shortly after that Christmas was in an accident and was killed. And it said that father kept that gold box next to his bed for the rest of his life. And that whenever he was down or hurting or in trouble, he would open up that box and take out one of those magical, imaginal kisses for his heart and his soul. And so I want us all to recognize that we have those kisses inside of us. That, you're golden. You are the golden wrapping paper, and inside of you is the kisses, is the love, are the blessings that you have been given by your children, by your friends, by those that are in your life. And you may be totally oblivious of it, and you may not feel that, it's empty inside, but you know what is available. If you're able to just create the space to pause and be available, you'll come to recognize that the kisses and the love are just wrapped in the golden aspects of yourself, waiting for you to open it and to recognize it. But your mind has got to get you in that place where your heart is available to it. Ernest Holmes says all the struggle is in our mind. That's where it's at. How you interpret what's going on has got to go through the field of your awareness. How do you hear it? How do you see it? How is it that it comes out of you? There's, I like the church signs on the marquee outside of the buildings, and they put out the sermon titles or the Sunday message, and it's like, how do you get it? And I love this one that says, "What is hell like? Come listen to our pastor this Sunday morning." And another one was, don't let worry kill you. Let the church help. We get so caught up and we forget that we're golden. We forget that we're the golden wrapping, that we have got this spirit of love that's inside of us, which is why it's important sometimes to pause. And that's the beautiful of these holidays. It says, hey, why don't you pause and let the light shine upon you so you can remember that there is a light that doesn't go out after a day or 8 days or after a month, that light is always available. And what you have to do sometimes when you don't see it and you don't feel it is you've got to just sometimes put down the weight of yourself, because you don't realize how heavy it is and what it is that you've been carrying so long this season, this month, this year, that the weight of the self has become so ominous, but you've become so used to carrying the burden that was at the home or the health or whatever it is, that the season says, just put it down for a while. Just put it down and let it go, and just allow that greater aspect of who you are to emerge. Quit trying to be everything for everybody and just simply be all that you are. That's it. So, just quit trying to be all for all and just simply be all that you are. That's enough, because I'll tell you what, you keep stepping into the atmosphere of your consciousness. You keep stepping into the atmosphere of what that mind is projecting in front of you, which is why you hear me time and time again say it is essential that you meditate a half hour every day. Unless or except, if you're really busy, then an hour is needed. So you've got to learn to take the time to do that so you can have space. You can have this perfect design of how life is supposed to unfold, whether it's during the holidays or whether it is during the year. But I have discovered unless you create space for spontaneity, you're going to be disappointed. You can design the perfect plan, but unless you have allocated space for spontaneity to show up, you're going to be disappointed, because your heart's not going to be involved. You're not going to have the excitement. You're not going to have the newness. You're not going to have the light go, ta-da, here I am. It's not going to show. My life, I'm a great proponent of having space for the unexpected. Last week is what we talked about, having space in the inn of your consciousness, in the realm of your mind. You've got to have space for the unexpected, because you know what? The unexpected is not expected. It's funny how that works, but it's a surprise because you don't know about it. You've got to have the faith and the courage to create that space and say, okay, I'm going in this direction. This is the design. I'm putting up a tree, or I'm lighting a menorah. I'm opening my heart, and I'm not quite sure how tonight's going to unfold, the candlelight service that all of us are going to be at, right? I got to assure you, I'm not really sure how it's going to unfold, but I know it's going to be good. I know God's going to be here. There's going to be light. There's going to be candles. There's going to be kids. There's going to be laughter. When you are willing to, put your ladder against the wall that you're climbing up, you want to make sure it's the right wall, for sure. And, and you get on the roof, you don't need the ladder anymore. You're crossing a bridge and you get to the other side. You're done with the bridge. It served you. That's the plan. That's the design. It serves you to get to where that new adventure is. The unexpected is available. The unexpected good is what is available, waiting for you to arrive on the other side or up on the rooftop or wherever it is that you are going. You begin to open up to that. But you've got to have space for it. The surprises. And sometimes it can come from a little kid and go, wow, that's humbling. Or whatever it is. I mean, I love the story of Billy Graham. It was the Sunday before Christmas, like today. And he went into town. He was walking the street. It was Highland Street in Mount Holly, North Carolina. And he was going to visit a parishioner. He was walking. It was before Uber. And he had an urgent letter he had to mail. This was before email. And so he was walking, trying to find a post office, and he came across a young kid, and he asked the little boy, do you know where the post office is? And the kid, directed him to go down there. And he said, thank you. He said, well, come hear me tonight for this Christmas message, and I'm going to share with everyone how to find heaven. And the little kid said, no, thanks. Man, you can't even find the post office. I'm not listening to you how to find heaven. You just don't know. But if you realize somehow we're all connected, we hear that all over and over. That's the mystical side of things. We're all part of one human family. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, remember him? We visited him last month in South Africa as we were taking a look at our year of prosperous living. One of the things he's a proponent of is Ubuntu. And what Ubuntu is, it's how we need people to be people, how we are interdependent, how that it takes, otherwise we're just lonely and we can't be our full personage without anybody to share love with or share kindness with or share generosity with. And if everybody practiced Ubuntu, what would be is greater peace in this world, that there would no longer be any war, that the powerful would be assisting and serving the weaker, and we would recognize that we're one human family and we're all in this together, and that somehow we're all connected because we need persons so we can be a greater person. And this is what he's a proponent of, and he shares this story from World War II of how in 1942, there was not a decree, I guess, something that went out from the consulate in the Persian Gulf that told everybody, you know what, you need to get out of here because the conflict is escalating. This is in 42. And so there was a armed ship or a troop ship that thousands of the Allied troops got on. There were 500 German prisoners that got on to the ship. There were 25 civilian women and children that got on the ship, and then they took off. And if you remember that era, the U-boats or the submarines that went in the depths of the ocean, it was very slow, cautious going for the ship with all these precious individuals on it. And it took a long time. And Christmas Eve, when it arrived, they had been out there for weeks or months, and they had only gotten to the coast of New Zealand. And people were feeling, heartbroken, lonely, missing home. And so some of the people got together and started singing, and they went to the captain of the ship and said, would it be all right if we went to sing carols to the German prisoners that are on this ship? And they said, sure. And so they went down to, I don't know, wherever they keep one's prisoners, and they decided they were going to sing Silent Night first, because it was translated first by Joseph Moore in German. And it was a song that all of them would know. And so this makeshift choir stood outside of the prison cells and started singing Silent Night in German. And all of a sudden, they could feel the floor start rumbling and things started shaking. And what had happened is they weren't hit by a torpedo. What had happened was all those German prisoners got up on their feet and started singing too, and came to the walls and were looking through the windows, and unashamedly the tears were just pouring down their face, because you know what? In that moment there is something that spontaneously, unexpectedly, astonishingly happened. Ubuntu, if you would, that all of a sudden there was a sense of oneness, a similarity. There was something that took place in that that moment that opened the hearts and the souls. That is the kind of light that is there. It may look like the light is going out or it's not going to last any longer, any more days, but there is in that moment, if there is space for the greater expression of the light and the love and the glory of God to have its way, and you are participating, you get to be in that vortex of that wonderful flow of the divine made manifest and receive the blessings that come from being part of that experience. But you got to be available. You know, it happens. Those things happen. I could probably send the mic around. You could share those magical moments, I'm sure. But I got to tell you something I have noticed this season. I'm taking time. I realize how precious time is and how like every hour is accounted for and every minute and how precious time is. But then, you know, that little kid in me comes out a lot this season. And I remember when I was a kid, time wasn't precious. Yeah. It was wonderful. You know, I'd walk through the neighborhood just looking at people's houses this time of year. Or if there was a beautiful flower, if nobody was looking, I'd snatch it and give it to somebody I love. You know, it was just a magical moment. And the pine trees are huge. We had this pine tree in our front yard, towering as the tallest pine tree in the neighborhood. And I would scurry up to the top of that top part of that pine tree and hold on to the thin part of the trunk and let the wind blow me from side to side. And if the wind wasn't blowing, I would just sit up there on the top branches and look out over my neighborhood and my kingdom. In the winter, I'd see the snow and the San Gabriel Mountains out there. And it was magical. It wasn't precious. It was just what was when I was available and I was space. And I realized that I am golden. It is golden air that I am breathing, that there is something wonderful. You're walking along the beach and all of a sudden I'd just stop. I wasn't in a rush. Time wasn't precious. I was just available and I would skip the stones across the water. I would talk to strangers. That didn't matter back then. You know, I'd pick up the shells and every moment was just precious. It wasn't as if I was allocating and making it. It was I became available for the expression of spirit in its beauty. It doesn't say, okay, God's got to show up between 5 to 4 and 10 after. You know, it's like I had time to be astonished by the unexpected. I realized inside the golden wrapping of the moment of that which I am, if I were to open it and see with those imaginary eyes, that the box was filled with love and kindness and caring and compassion from my family, from my friends, from those in my world that I have journeyed with, who created these magical moments for sure. Carol Laycock shares the story from when she was a little girl, which was a long time ago. And but are there any kids in this room? I want to make sure. Close your ears just for a second. There you go. Yeah, I'll skip. Anyway, so when she came to a realization that the big guy, she was 8 years old when her big sister said, there was, the big guy wasn't around, wasn't real. She said, only dummies believe that. And she was devastated. She couldn't believe it. And so she called her grandma. Grandma was not the gushy kind that makes things syrupy sweet. She was going to tell me the truth. And she jumped on her bike heading over to Grandma's because she had the most world famous cinnamon rolls that were ever made on this planet. And she needed some serious input here. And she told Grandma what her big sister said as she was eating her second cinnamon roll. And Grandma said, "That's ridiculous. That's just not so." That rumor's been going around for a long time, and it just makes me mad when people say that. Grab your coat, let's go. But Grandma, I'm only on my third roll. No, grab your coat, let's go. And they left the house. And the little 8-year-old Carol following her grandma into a car, didn't know where they were going, and they stopped at Kirby's General Store. Now, Kirby's is one of those stores that has a little bit of almost everything inside. And Grandma said, let's go. And they headed on into the store. They got inside, and Grandma pulled out a $10 bill, crisp $10 bill, which was a lot of money in those days. And she's told Carol, you know what? I want you to go buy a present for somebody who needs it very much. And then with that, Grandma walked out the door and said, I'll be waiting for you in the car. And there Carol stood in the store. Okay. It's like I've been shopping a lot with my mom, but never on my own. She's 8 years old, and she's looking around, and there's a lot of big people in the store. It's just a couple days before Christmas, and the store is crowded, and there's a hustle and a bustle, and she doesn't know what to do, and she starts thinking, who needs something? She thinks of her family, she thinks of her friends, she thinks of the kids at school, she thinks of her church, she thinks of her neighbor, and then boom, it hits her. Bobby Decker. Bobby Decker. He's that one who has the bad breath and the messy hair and sits behind her in her Miss Pollock's second grade class. And, Bobby, he doesn't have a coat. And she knows that because he never goes out at recess to play in the wintertime, though Mom sends a note to the teacher, every day saying that Bobby has a cough and he can't go outside. But all the kids know it's not because he has a cough, it's because he doesn't have a coat that he doesn't go out, and it's like, this is what I'm going to get. And so she goes looking, and she finds the most perfect corduroy red coat with a hood on it. She doesn't even check the price tag, because she has $10. $10 to buy anything, right? So she goes up to the counter and looks up the counter and pushes the red corduroy coat and the $10, and the lady looks at her and looks at the price tag and looks at the $10 and said, "This isn't for you, is it?" She said, "Oh no, it's for Bobby Decker. He doesn't have a coat, and this is going to be his Christmas present." And she said, "Oh, okay. Well," Carol said she never did get change from that exchange, but she did get it in the bag, and she went running out to the car and Grandma, and they went back to Grandma's house, and they helped her wrap it up in this gold wrapping of this package. And that night, they drove over to Bobby Becker's neighborhood. They parked down the block so that nobody could see them park. And they grabbed the package, and she said, "Okay, now it's official. You're one of Santa's official helpers, and Santa likes things done secretly. So I'll tell you what, let's get out of the car." And they hide in the bushes at Bobby Decker's house, right off to the side of the walkway. And Carol's holding the present, and she says, "Go." And so she rushes up to the door, and she puts the present right on the doorstep, pounds the doorbell a couple times, and runs back, hides in the bushes right next to Mom, Grandma, and they're sitting there just shivering, and the breath, it's like breathless, waiting. And sure enough, Bobby Decker, opens up the door, looks around, looks down, sees the package, picks it up, and takes it in the house. And Carol says the smile she got that day lives on her face to this day. 40 years later, she remembers that moment of sitting in Bobby Decker's bushes, shivering next to her grandma, just breathless in anticipation of what was going to happen. And ever since then, she knew her grandmother was right, because anyone who ever questioned that big guy is just ridiculous, because that spirit lives. And so what I want us to get is that you're golden, and that you breathe the golden air, and that you have inside of you that magic and that wonder. And any gift that is given, large or small, with affection, will be a magical gift that has been given. And the joy that comes from brightening the life of somebody is the magic that this season is about. It is the magic that is within Santa's sleigh. It is the magic that is available for those who choose to come together as a family and just bring who you are, not trying to be all things to everybody that's in the room, but if you bring all that you are to that room is increased, the light shines brighter, the magic of the season is there. And that's the beauty of coming home. As I shared here, this is 29 straight years we've been doing the candlelight service, and what Kelly and I realize is you are our family. You are our chosen ones, and it is a joy to do this candlelight service and have all the memories come up, because it is a golden moment, because we are here together just creating the magic of I don't know what, but there's space for that to be revealed. I love you. See you tonight. Yeah. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Arne back to our stage.
This is a true story. When I'm feeling fear,
deep despair. I turn inside and pray. I breathe, release, and remind myself how to find my golden egg. Don't look back when you are almost there. If you can just hold on, you'll be breathing golden air. And don't sink now when you're so close to land and can almost feel the kiss of the sand beneath your tired feet. Sometimes you think you don't have enough, and a voice whispers in your ear, saying you're almost there. Golden you're almost there. So don't look left to the left, to the left, to the left. When you know that you are right, when you can feel the light shining upon your face. And don't think now that you have no more strength to spare. If you can just hold on,
And this is Arne Banson. Woo! So much. Oh, man, that is beautiful. That's it. Golden hair. I like that. Oh, wow. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, to share our love, and just to allow that Spirit to move through us. And as you give, it comes back. But that's not why you do it. You know, that is the joy, the brightening up others' lives that I was talking about. That is the magic. That is the wonder that you receive that fills that inner realm with a sense of love and light and blessings. And so this is a time where we just pause and say, hey, how are we going to support Spirit in our life that keeps showing up? And as we do this together, that is how Seaside is possible. And so large or small, it's the heart, it is the affection that it's given with, that is the magic for sure. So with that, I want to invite our ushers to come forward as we take our gift, from our heart and our soul, and want to say thank you to those who can't be here and mail in their contributions. It's a great blessing for sure. Those who participate with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support, said, hey, you can count me in every week or every month or whatever it is, or once a year even, Seaside, and we've got this. You get to put it in the basket that represents your gift. And those of you at home, we know that you are there. Hey, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, and we just thank you for the support that you continue to send in. We know there's a whole online community that chats while we're talking here, and so we just bless you. Keep your prayer requests coming in and keeping us posted as to what's happening, because together we are able to create the magic that takes place on our campus as well as that which takes place in the virtual consciousness that is there. And so with that, I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing truly that this is a blessed moment where the fullness and the grace and the good of God has its way. And I know right now that good is our experience that materializes with the gifts of Spirit in all the perfect ways in our body, in our life, in our soul, in our spirit, in our relationships. For we give in one place that represents Spirit, and what we find is Spirit showing up in all places in our life. So I know right now that as we step into this flow, we discover that truly we are the tap, we are the channel, we're the conduit, we are the vehicle through which that infinite reservoir of untold, inexhaustible blessings pours forth into our very life, because we have said yes to be used as a channel. So I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to pause and to remember that which blessed my life and to be able to bless that which blesses. And I find the richness of that going out and gracing all that comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are your guys from Seaside. Great job. And as I stand before this bounty, I can feel the outpouring of love that has moved through each and every one of us. And I know that giver is blessed by that love and that joy and the grace and the good that comes from being filled with those wonderful kisses of love. So this gift has been given in love. It is received in love. It is handled in good stewardship and is put forth back into life, into the flow, bringing the blessings to continue to multiply and bring ever-expanding good to everyone it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this opportunity to participate in this ever-expanding wellspring of blessings. And so it is. Amen. All right. Hey, this is Tina, board. She is your board president, and I know we're doing a cookie exchange this evening, and you are encouraging like homemade cookies.
I baked yesterday.
Yes, and so you're bringing some good ones tonight? Bringing my favorites?
Yeah.
No, that's good. I'm ready. Save a couple. I know. Save a couple for me, please. I'm working, you know. Anyway, that Tina, she's done a fabulous job guiding us this year with a gavel in her hand. Tina Lazazo. Arne, thank you for driving down in your little chamber of music and love bubble to bring that light into our world. So just thank you. You're a blessing. And my goodness, Rebecca, big gig tonight. We got to get you home so you can change. And that's right. Festive. I'll change too. You know, these get pretty old after I.
Do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. That'll be fun. It's going to be a great night.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah.
Lots of goodness happening tonight. Lots of love, music, wonderful message.
Think we're going to run out of chairs this year again?
I hope so.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, come a little early if you want a parking spot for sure. Hey guys, thanks for giving us sound. We've got Matthew. We got the visuals by Marv, who just year after year for decades, actually a couple of them been there for us. And everyone on the camera, thank you. Those of you that are in the sound room, editing room, we thank you. This message goes out literally to the world. We have get acknowledgments from around this planet. So just share it with your friends that you can watch this live. It doesn't cost anything. You can watch it during the week. Go to our website. You can have it sent to you just on your phone, audio. There's no cost to any of these things. And how to do it's in your program. Just click in and say, hey, a Joyous Podcast, come to my phone. And it does for sure. So Sunday, you heard, we're having a big thing. Not Sunday. Today's Sunday. We are having a big thing. But I'm thinking of Christmas Day. Dr. Christina does her message at 12 o'clock. And then we have the multitudes from North County coming here for dinner. Everybody's just bringing a dish to share. And I found out that VG's Donuts just donated to this potluck. It's the only potluck in North County that's open to whoever wants to be here. And so the family comes together. But they've donated 25 cakes and pies to that dinner that's going on. So that's happening Christmas Day. And then the 29th, that next Sunday, I hear I'm on a roll, but it's going to be a great service because I'm doing it this year. And it's the one that gets you ready for 2020. I want you to have that 2020 sight going into the new year, and I'm going to have you lay down your intentions and your visions for 2020. I'm going to give you these goal sheets to fill out. And you're going to fill those out, and we're going to collect them up, put them in envelopes, and mail them back to you at the end of 2020, just before 2021. You're going to go, wow, I created all this wonder. So you've got yours already. How'd you get your hands on that early? Well, you're starting early. So, hey, look at the alligator. Or is that a crocodile? Oh, of course it is. I should have known. Anyway, anybody want to talk? Look at all of you. Did you have fun today? Yeah? Anybody want to share anything? Yeah? Let's go over here. What do you got there?
I painted a Santa.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. Well, anybody else? Yes? Do crocodiles roar?
Mm-hmm.
What does it sound like? Don't know. Hey, who's going to be the drummer child tonight? Me? Hey, I got some drumsticks for you. Should I hold on to them for tonight or should I give them to you now? Well, after service. You want after? Okay, you come get them. Yes.
My sister, she made a reindeer.
Oh, very nice. I like that. I am being gripped by the crocodile. You know, Kristen, you are a gift to Seaside this year. You know, just out of the blue, came here just a couple months ago to lead our children and bring our philosophy to these young ones. Our gift to the children is to be able to step into life with the spiritual belief that we have in appropriate ways, that you step forth with a sense of self-worth, self-confidence, because you're a gift for humanity, and we just want to assist you with all the spiritual tools so you can be all that you're meant to be. How does that sound? Kristen, you're doing good. Together, let's say, woo, we see you, we love you, and we support you in your magnificence. And with that, I want to pray. I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand as we can feel that stirring in our heart and soul. Like it did on that ship, that rumbling, when we are spiritually standing up. Feel that upliftment of that God energy in this moment, for there is a power and there is a presence in this room. There is a light and a lightness. Feel its touch and its download and its blessings as it graces your soul and spirit, for there's something that's going on. I can't tell you what it is, but you have to feel it yourself. You have to create that space for the astonishment, spontaneity, the blessings. For there is a wisdom that guides the universe that is moving through your body and your world right now. Feel that. Sense it. And know that the touch of the divine is the truth of your experience in this moment. There's something good going on. Be willing to open up to it. Beyond articulation and definition, but there is a life force from which each of us came. It is the first cause, first pulse, the all-initiating energy, the very life essence of one's being. Come into feeling and sensing it. My words are the ladder, the bridge, but it is not what it is. Step into that new land, the infinite possibilities of greater good, and become that vortex in which it moves. Experience the gifts of God that come from within. Open that box and discover the love that is the truth of your being, knowing that you have been wrapped in the golden paper, that you are truly golden as you open up and you recognize that you are a conduit in which that spirit begins to take form in life. And as you give spirit clear passage, healing happens in your body. As spirit moves through you, I don't need to tell God what to do to heal this body, to make it young or nimble once again, but rather as that spirit moves, it eradicates and eliminates anything that doesn't belong in the physical temple. For that wisdom that guides the universe knows what to do with our body, for it is the temple of God that as I begin to make room and be open to the spontaneity of the unexpected greater good, the aliveness that just is activated in every cell is magical and wonderful and divine. And in this divine sense, there's a lightness to life. There is the availability to create, to bring forth the music, the celestial sounds, the divine wisdom. For truly we become that place, the divine download. And each of us is that radiant expression of God light in this world, shining that which we are, no longer concerned about being all things to all people, but rather just being all that we are. And in the allness of God, there is the grace that expresses the gift that I am, the gift that you are, is shared, it is appreciated, it is loved by those that match the resonance of your being. And the environment and the relationships begin to become deeper and more profound and more honest and intimate. There's something magical that's moving right here, and feel it and sense it because you are supported by God. All that is necessary is here now. The abundant flow of spirit is the natural state of tapping into that wellspring. For that affluent flow of life, that abundant expression, the wonderful cash flow, the ease and grace of financial freedom is the true state. For we have been put in this world to be a gift, not to worry about the constraints and the constrictions, but to say yes, to be a passage through which the great expression of God is expressed. And so as we breathe in that golden air, as we recognize the goldenness of our being, that the package of our being in this world is golden, but what is within is love. It is the kisses, it is the spirit, it is that which would astonish. So I say thank you for this astounding moment of the unexpected good manifesting in our life in the season of light, this holiday season, that not only are we the gift, we are gifted in the perfect and most appropriate ways. As every prayer request has been brought forth to this community that is prayed on daily by our spiritual practitioners is fulfilled. Seaside continues to grow and thrive. Catching the vision for 2020 for Seaside, it is a year that has been committed to prosperous living. That means it is a sense of freedom in our self-expression and everything that is necessary to support it. And it is happening right now because Seaside is thriving, it is growing, it is rocking, it is expanding, it is healing. We heard the testimonials today. It is a gift in more lives than ever come to recognize. And tonight is a celebration of that light. Tonight is a celebration of the family. Tonight is a sense of coming home to our living room to share person to person. Ubuntu. Something magical is in the air. It's there for whoever says yes to it. So this I'm grateful for the grand yes, for the expanding good that Seaside is, because the good that it does and delivers follows Spirit's vision. And in this wonderful culmination of the returning of the light, there's something stirring. Say thank you. It's living in the state of grace and gratitude for the good that is manifesting here, that I'm able to let go and trust, believe with an unshakable conviction that truly the blessings of Spirit is upon this moment. So I let go. I allow God to have its way. So it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, let me hear you sing it. That's right. Beautiful. Come on. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Hey, and our affirmation is, the touch of the divine is within me. Together, the touch of the divine is within me. Touch, always, always. Yeah, that's right, always. Hey, let's say that together now that your minister's got it figured out. All right. The touch of the divine is within me always. With your heart touch, say it again. The touch of the divine is within me always. One more time, like it's your truth. The touch of the divine is within me always. In our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love, we're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Merry Christmas, Seaside. See you tonight, candlelight service, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock doors. Get here early.